So the moment the IRS CP14 notice is issued, your account officially enters the IRS enforcement system. This is not a reminder. This is not a courtesy letter. This is the first data point that decides how aggressively the IRS treats you next. Now, most people underestimate the CP14, and that mistake is exactly why penalties grow. Refunds disappear, and levies eventually happen. But internally, the CP14 is when the IRS starts watching how you behave. Do you ignore it? Do you panic and send random money? Do you call without a plan? Every one of those actions is logged, and those logs determine how quickly your file escalates toward the CP504, the liens, and the levies. From the date on the CP14, interest starts compounding daily. Penalties stack monthly, and a silent clock begins ticking toward the CP501, the CP503, and the CP504. Most people waste the first 2 weeks doing nothing, but the IRS doesn't. The CP14 is where future enforcement paths are selected quietly, automatically, and without warning. Now, mistake one is ignoring the CP14. Silence tells the IRS that you are non-responsive. Mistake two is blind payments. Sending money without understanding your balance structure can lock you into a worse position. And mistake three is calling the IRS without a plan. The CP14 itself isn't dangerous by itself, but bad reactions are. So here's some steps to follow. Step one, decode the notice correctly. You need to know why the balance exists, and for which year, and what enforcement windows apply. Step two, assess enforcement risk. Is this a refund intercept risk, a lien trajectory, or just a balance due that can be stabilized? Step three, act in a way that preserves leverage, and we'll talk about that later. Now that might mean pausing collections, correcting filings, or structuring controlled response. This is where most people either save themselves or destroy their options. If you're holding a CP14 right now, the fastest way to understand your exact position is to decode it properly. And that's where IRS Decoder exists. You can enter your CP14 and see what the IRS is signaling before you guess wrong. This step alone prevents thousands of dollars in avoidable penalties for people every month. You're going to get the CP501 if you ignore the CP14, and that's just going to say, hey, this is a general reminder, you might owe us some money. And then you'll get the CP503, which is much firmer language. By the time you get the CP504, they're already talking about refund seizures and levy authority. By the time people feel panic, the system has already moved past forgiveness. So the CP14 is the only moment where control still exists for you without force. Now, if the CP14 is just one part of a bigger tax problem, prior years, missing returns, penalties, or enforcement risk, this is where professional review matters. At PremierTaxings.com, we review the CP14 notices in context and not in isolation. Now, I know the CP14 feels scary, but people don't understand it. Once you do understand it, fear disappears. This notice isn't punishment. It's a decision point. Handled correctly, the CP14 stays small. Handled wrong, it becomes expensive. In the next video, I'm breaking down the IRS CP504 itself. The notice that means the IRS is done asking nicely. That's where the refunds get seized, the levies become real, and the right now the CP14 is just a warning shot. The CP504 is where serious actions take place. When this video ends, click straight into the CP504 breakdown. It explains exactly what happens if the CP14 is mishandled. You do not want to miss that breakdown. Now, if the CP14 is on your table, don't guess. Decode it. Respond correctly, and stop the chain before it starts.